Everyone has the potential to be rich. And yes, that would include you. However, what distinguishes those who acquire considerable levels of wealth from those who do not are the skills they choose to nurture throughout their life. These skills are so well crafted that the average individual is unaware of them. You might think that those skills are their rights, but if we learn what they are, we too can make the very most out of them. Welcome to Thrivetastic. If you're new here, why not hit that subscribe button and join our community? And as always, guys, give this video a thumbs up for that YouTube algorithm. 1. Resourcefulness. Your 9-to-5 work is destroying your mind. You always wish for the weekend to come quickly, and each new Monday eats up your energy. You have some side hustle ideas but don't know where to start. The time between getting home from work and going to bed is hardly enough to make a difference. You've read some books, some Medium articles, and some YouTube videos, but you're still at the place where you were last year. Because your budget is tight or non-existent, you must make the best of what you have. Your job also limits your time. The majority of your resources are spent on either keeping you alive or entertaining you. This is where the first essential skill comes in. Resourcefulness is defined as the capacity to find quick and smart solutions to problems. In practice, this means how to successfully put your limited resources to use. You might only have 3 to 4 hours of free time every day. You might only have a couple of dollars per week to work with. You may only know a few people who can teach you new things. However, have you ever stopped and asked yourself if you are actually making the most out of them? You fall into the trap of believing that you need years of free time and limitless resources to make something happen, which is only an excuse. 2. Decision making. Good decision making is a skill that can be learned, just like any other skill. Only 3 decisions have the most influence on your life: how you support yourself, where you live, and with whom you live. These are difficult, life-changing decisions with significant emotional implications. They will be the most difficult decisions you will ever have to make, and there will be little to no preparation for them. Aside from that, you can hone your decision-making abilities by performing the following. Make as many reversible choices as possible. Reversible decisions are either inexpensive or can be cancelled if necessary, and they take no more than 5 to 10 seconds to make. For instance, what are you going to eat tonight? Where are you going to meet a friend? Which Airbnb should you book? These questions have little weight, and in the great scheme of things, they signify nothing. We're sure you have friends who take an eternity to choose where to dine or what to wear. Practice making small reversible choices. Firmly and fast, it will gradually improve your decision-making skills. And by the time an important decision comes into play, you will have made thousands of decisions. 3. Doing one thing exceptionally. You can't be a master at a lot of things. Most people, even those extremely rich, suck at a lot of things. But you know what? They're incredibly amazing at one thing. They're the world's best on it. People pay them to find out how they're doing it. Some of you might be thinking, I don't know how to do anything, let alone something really well. Well, that's perfect. That implies you have a vast variety of options. You do realize that in 2022, no skill cannot be monetized under the right conditions, right? And this will only become truer in the future. Take a look at TikTok. People are getting rich quickly by doing nothing of value. You may even argue that they don't contribute anything to society. But does it actually make a difference? Not everyone is required to save the earth. Not everyone is required to create schools or teach the masses. Cheers to you as long as you do your thing, not harming anyone else and just sustaining yourself. Many people are reluctant to pursue what they find enjoyable, since it's not honorable and will not look well on a resume. So, obviously, anything that puts money on the table is legitimate, as long as it does not harm anyone else. 4. Resilience. The ability to keep your cool amidst adversity and effectively navigate the heights and lows of life is what we call resilience. When confronted with a terrible situation, you have 2 options. Allow your emotions to take over and become petrified by fear, or lift yourself from the negativity and transform pain into possibilities. For instance, you wrote a book, but it isn't selling well. You launched a YouTube channel, but after 6 months, you only have 50 views. You created something, but no one cares. This is a natural part of the process, and you will go through it if you are starting from scratch. It's also not a one-time occurrence, and this will certainly happen every time you try something new. After all, there are only a few people who could do so well on one try, and let's say you're not one of them. However, if you can adjust to the situation and transform these failures into opportunities, one day you'll get there. 5. Courage. Nowadays, the word courage is rarely heard. After all, society teaches you to be cautious. Make yourself comfortable, don't go too far, and don't jeopardize anything. Why should you take the road less traveled when the quickest route is based on traffic? So, what exactly is courage? By definition, courage is the ability to accomplish something that scares you. In other words, courage is a choice, and you can only be courageous when the choice scares you. Will you take the leap? Will you believe in yourself enough to give this a go and give it your all? Some people confuse courage with ignorance or rash behavior. In actuality, though, the opposite is true. Courage entails preparing yourself so that when the decision comes, you can firmly say, I trained for this. This is my moment. 6. System building. The rich and the poor share the same goals. Nobody wants to fail, but the wealthy have a good system in place to make that happen. The system is the stairs if the goal is to reach the summit of the hill. Building strong systems involves having a way to work on your business every day. Every day, there is something you can do to keep the ball rolling. Without a good system, it's like shooting in the dark and hoping to hit something. You'll never know if you're making any meaningful progress. You have no idea if you're on the correct track because you can't measure anything. 7. Deconstructing. To build good systems, you must first master the art of deconstruction. This entails taking a look at the end goal and breaking it down into smaller pieces. Our minds are designed to recognize patterns. That's why you can tie your shoes without thinking about it in the dark. You've deconstructed and redone the activity so many times that it's second nature in building systems. Deconstructing simply teaches you how the Lego pieces look and how to reassemble them. 8. Sales. Learning the art of selling is another valuable skill to learn as early as possible. Every interaction you have is a sales pitch. It's just that you're not only selling a product, you're selling yourself, your time, energy, and resources. Everything you do is a trade, in some way or another. The sooner you recognize this, the better. So take time to learn how this value exchange actually works. Number 9. Commitment. Commitment is a promise you make to your future self that you will complete tasks. It necessitates long-term planning and faith in one's own ability. You'll definitely half-ass it and sort of pull it off if you don't really commit. When you commit to something, you tell yourself, this is what I decided to do. I'm confident and I'll see it through. Even if what you're doing isn't the best for you, most of the time, things will become evident only after you work on it for a while. And number 10, competitive advantage. Finding your competitive advantage may be the most difficult task on this list, but it is also the most vital. How do you set yourself apart from the crowd? What makes you unique? Being oneself is the most powerful competitive edge somebody can have. Nobody can compete with Joe Rogers when it comes to being Joe Rogers. So, basically, you have to figure yourself out and then gamble big on yourself. Before we wrap up today's video, how about telling us what among the skills that we have mentioned is your favorite, or you would like to have and why? Please share your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching this Thrivetastic video. So if you found it valuable, consider subscribing to our channel and joining our awesome community. And if you're still hungry for more, we handpicked this awesome Thrivetastic video for you to watch next.